Once upon a time, in a forest so lush that the trees seemed to touch the stars, lived a magnificent lion. He was the king of the forest, with a golden mane as soft as silk. One warm afternoon, Lion found a cozy spot on a giant, moss-covered rock to take a nap. The sunbeams danced through the emerald leaves, tickling his nose. Zzz, zzz. Lion snored softly, and every time he breathed out, the nearby ferns swayed like they were dancing to a lullaby. Not far away, a tiny mouse was having the most wonderful morning. She was small, with ears like pink petals and a very twitchy nose. Squeak, squeak! What a beautiful day to find snacks! Mouse hopped over mushrooms and skipped under giant flower petals. She was so busy looking for a tasty acorn that she didn't notice where her little paws were taking her. Suddenly, she took a giant leap and landed right on something warm, furry, and very, very big. "Oh my," Mouse gasped. The ground beneath her felt like a big, soft cushion, but then it started to move. Lion woke up with a start. He let out a low growl that sounded like distant thunder and quickly reached out his heavy paw. Before Mouse could run, Lion caught her. He held her gently but firmly. His eyes were as big as golden plates, and his voice rumbled through the trees. "Who dares to wake the king from his peaceful slumber? I should eat you in one big gulp." Mouse's little heart went thump, thump, thump. She trembled from her whiskers to her tail, but she looked up at the great lion and spoke with all her courage. "Please, mighty lion, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to wake you. I was just being silly and not looking where I was going. If you let me go, I promise I will help you someday." Even a tiny mouse can be a big friend. Tears welled up in her large, shiny eyes as she folded her paws together. Lion looked at the tiny creature and started to chuckle. Then he started to laugh. "Ha ha ha! You help me?" He laughed so hard that his belly shook and the birds in the trees flew away in surprise. "You are the size of a berry and I am the king. How could you ever help someone as strong as me?" Lion found her so funny and so brave that his heart softened. "Very well, little one. Since you made me laugh, I will let you go. Run along now." Lion lifted his paw and watched Mouse scurry away. A few days later, Lion was walking proudly through the woods. He was humming a low tune and flicking his tail, looking for his lunch. He was so distracted by the smell of wild berries that he didn't see the trap hidden behind the thick vines. Snap! Suddenly, a heavy net made of thick, itchy ropes fell from the trees. It tangled around Lion's legs and his beautiful mane, pulling him tight against a tree trunk. "Help! Somebody help me!" Lion roared. He pulled and he pushed, but the more he moved, the tighter the ropes became. He tried to use his sharp claws, but the net was too thick. The mighty king of the forest was stuck, and he felt very small and very scared. He slumped down onto the dirt, a single large tear rolling down his cheek. "I suppose this is the end," he sighed. "Soon the hunters will come for me." Far away, someone heard that roar. Mouse stopped mid-nibble on a sunflower seed. "That sounds like the lion who saved me," she whispered. "He sounds like he's in trouble." Without a second thought, Mouse dropped her seed and started to run. She zoomed under thorny bushes, climbed over fallen logs, and sprinted through the tall grass. Her tiny legs moved like a blur because she had a very important promise to keep. When Mouse arrived, she saw the great lion trapped and shivering. "Don't worry, Lion. I am here," she cried. Lion looked up in surprise. Mouse didn't waste a second. She hopped onto the thickest rope right near Lion's ear and began to chew. Crunch, crunch, nibble, nibble. Her teeth were small, but they were very sharp. She worked with all her might, biting through the heavy strands of rope one by one. Lion watched her, amazed that such a tiny friend was working so hard for him. Snap! The last rope broke, and the net fell away. Lion was free. He stood up and stretched his tired muscles. He looked at the little mouse standing on the ground and smiled the kindest smile. Thank you, little friend. You saved my life. I was wrong to think you were too small to matter. Lion gently picked up Mouse and placed her on his head, right between his ears. From that day on, the biggest lion and the smallest mouse were the best of friends, protecting the forest together under the golden sunset.